Hello, my name is Kwezi Mbekeni. I'm 23 years old. I was born on the 1st of April 1997. I do martial arts and I'm an actor and model.
Kwezi, how did your journey start with ITS? Give us some of the highlights.
Okay. My journey started after I graduated from university. I was looking for an agency and what popped up was 33andMe. And I sent them an email telling them my aspirations and inspirations and my dreams. And the person that responded was also for London. She said she would get back to me. And the next day, I got registration forms for ITS. And I was super excited. I ran to my mom. I was like, Mom, we need to sign these forms. Mom, we need to sign this. Mom, look. And obviously my mom helped me sign them. She got the paperwork done. The day after that, I got an email saying, you've got an interview at 9 o'clock with the agency. Make sure you prepare 2 commercials, a monologue, and bring your photos and your resume.
Give me a little bit of the highlights that from the day that you got the forms to the day that you signed to the journey at the showcase at Silver Star Casino. Give me a little bit of the highlights that you endured along the way.
Some of my greatest highlights would be getting the chance to perform in front of multiple artists. I think my favorite moments were Silver Star and meeting other people that were performing the Joker, and backstage there were others that were doing the Joker. People were doing Harley Quinn, and we all sat in a circle and we were like, okay, let's see who can do the best Joker. It was really exciting, and getting the chance to meet people that have previously attended Silver Star and getting advice and tips from them was really big highlights for me.
Awesome. Which team member had the most influence on your life throughout the journey?
The team member that had the most influence, I could list a lot of people, but for this specific question, I would just list one.
Who's the one that had the most important influence in your life?
I think the team member that has really had the most influence in my life is Alumni for Linden. She has been a very motivational, inspirational person. She always knows what to say at certain times, and she's the type of person that always believes in you. Yeah, she is.
Describe the characteristic of that specific individual, Alsby Linden, that stood out the most.
Motivational, dedicated, visionary, inspiring, caring, loving.
And so the list goes on.
And the list goes on.
Awesome. What obstacles did you as a person have to overcome in order for you to make your dreams a reality? Just name about 5 of them, if there is that many, but just narrow them down. Which were the most hardest ones that you had to overcome in order for
5 obstacles. Well, one of those obstacles would be breaking my limits. I think in every industry, people have a certain limit in terms of their highest peak of performance. And with my dream, as I picture it right now, it's quite a huge dream. And I've got so many limits that I need to break for me to actually reach that goal. My second obstacle would be my fear, I guess. Not necessarily fear of the industry, but fear that I'll get left behind. You know, it's kind of crazy, but like I'm in a family where I see everyone as perfect. You know what I'm saying? And I want to be not necessarily perfect, but I want to be able to fit in, if that's the right way of saying it. I don't know what I'm saying, but this is an obstacle. It's like my fear of getting left behind. Like I don't wanna watch people excel ahead of me and me stay in the same place. That's one of my greatest fears. My other fear, I don't think I have another fear, right? I mean, another obstacle, but those would be my first two. Those would be my two.
Do you feel the fear of you being left behind, is that one of the reasons why you are pursuing studying in so many fields and educating yourself?
Yes.
In getting your degrees and going on to masters and all of that, is that the reason why you then pursue those educational?
Yes. So my fears, the obstacles that I face, they are my motivation to keep growing, to keep getting better. They are the very reason why I take part in so many forms of martial arts: jiu-jitsu, judo, wrestling, shotokan, karate, krav maga, muay thai. The reason why I did team swimming, basketball, soccer. These obstacles are what push me and drive me to always find a way to make myself better, not just as a person, but as an artist as well.
Awesome. Now, I would like to know who is the biggest influences in the industry that had a huge impact of you to decide to go into this industry and to pursue this industry as a career.
My biggest, it would have to be Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger and Meryl Streep, I believe. Heath Ledger and Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep, she is a phenomenal actor, and apparently I did some research on her, and she is the one actor that holds the title of most accents that she has. She knows the most amount of accents in the entire world. I think she knows about 80 something or 100 and something accents that she's able to do and perform, which is really, really, really phenomenal.
So how many accents have you mastered to now?
I would say that my accents are all merged into this voice. And then Heath Ledger, his character is what really got me. I still believe to this day he is the best Joker, and I believe it was his monologue that that I performed at Silver Star to get to where I am now.
Awesome. Who is your biggest fan from all your family members? Who is the biggest fan? If they know that Kwezi is going to be in a production, Kwezi is going to be doing something in the industry or sport orientated or jiu-jitsu or karate, who is your biggest supporter and your biggest fan?
My little brother. My little brother would definitely be my biggest fan. It was just the other day, I was talking to him and I was like, because I either use my dog or my little brother as my therapist. They are my therapist when I'm feeling some type of way. I talk to my little brother and I talk to my dog because I know my dog's not going to open his mouth. He's going to keep quiet and just listen. But I would say my little brother because there was this one day when I was just not feeling fine, and then, my brother was like, you are the strongest person I know. And this is coming from a 7-year-old, so I was really mind blown. He said, you are the strongest person I know. And he said that there's no one out there that can beat you. He said that the people that are stronger than you now are stronger than you now for now. And he said that he's certain that in the future I'll be stronger than them. And that's what took me over the moon. He says that to me when I go to martial arts. He says that to me when I'm about to say a monologue. He says that to me when I'm about to model. He says all that stuff, and he's my biggest fan, for sure.
Kwezi, at which age did you know this is the career or this is the path that you would like to pursue? Elspie was 5 years old when she knew this is what she's going to do, and she had nothing else in sight. So which age did you know this is me and this is where I'm going?
I would have to say the moment The Lion King 1 came to South Africa. When Lion King came to South Africa, it was done. My mom always tells me these stories that I would sit in the sitting room for an entire day watching The Lion King over and over and over. And what I do after watching it is I'd ask people to come and reenact the movie for me. And so every single time I watched The Lion King, I would pause the movie, I'd go to my bedroom and I'd reenact the entire movie over and over again. I'd call my sister and I'd be like, you need to be Nala, you need to be Mufasa's wife, you need to be this person. And I'm like, Dad, you're the hyenas. And I'd be like, Mom, you have to be Scar because you're very scary. And then The Lion King 2 came out, then the musical of Lion King came, and I was like, Mom, I want to do that. And I think the reason why I started at the age that I started in is because my parents were never really sure what I wanted to do. Because I would watch TV and I was like, ooh, Mom, I want to be a judge. Ooh, Mom, I want to be the soccer player. Oh, Mom, I want to be Simba. Oh, Mom, I want to be this. And they were so confused into which career I wanted to go into, but at that time, I didn't know what it was called. I knew that there were people going on TV and doing this and this, but I didn't know that these people are actually actors. I didn't know what the job was itself, but I knew that whatever they were doing, I wanted to do it too. And so, as soon as I discovered what it actually was, which was in high school, when I did dramatic arts, that, oh, it's called acting. Mom, I want to be an actor. So, it's something that I've carried with me throughout. It was just that I never really made it clear until I discovered what the career was actually called.
Which was the most difficult character that you've ever had to portray?
There's two most difficult characters I've ever had to portray. I know in varsity there was one time they said, be yourself. And I was just like, okay, so what do I do? Because it's not like I have a book on who Kwezi is and stuff like that. They were like, all you have to do is be Kwezi. And I was like,
I didn't come with a manual.
I didn't come with a manual. And so I would try be me and they were like, Kwezi, is that you? And I'm like, I don't know. I think so. Am I not being myself? I think that was one of the hardest things ever, when someone tells you to be yourself when you're acting for something. It was actually mind-boggling. And the last one would be a multi-personality disordered person. That was definitely hard. So in my varsity years, the director and scriptwriter gave me a character that had multiple personalities. And each of these personalities had to have different habits, different voice, different body posture, a different way of walking, a different way of running. It was absolutely crazy, and I think this person had 10 different personalities.
Sure.
And I had to try be those 10 different personalities with their 10 different postures, 10 different ways of getting dressed. It was definitely the hardest character I've come across so far.
Being Kwezi being the most hardest ever. Kwezi, as an artist in the industry, why is it important? Why is education important in this industry for a successful artist, or to be a successful artist?
I think education is important because if I didn't go study acting, there would be a lot of things I do not know. I would have never known about cinematography. I would have never known about producing. I would have never known about editing, visual effects. I would have never learned that stuff. There are certain things that you would rather learn before entering this industry. And there were certain things that I learned that helped me become the actor I am today. Certain things that my teachers taught me, certain things that I had to memorize in order to really understand the industry that I'm going into. And I think that is the most important thing for everyone, is that you need to understand what you're going into. You can't go in there. It's like going to a gunfight but you have a sword. Like, it doesn't make sense. So it's always good to equip yourself as much as you can and give yourself that knowledge, because it's that knowledge that's going to make a difference.
My second last question to you is, if someone had to make a movie of your life, which character would you portray? Would you portray yourself, or would you be a family member in your family?
I think I'd be myself. I mean, there's a lot of people that I'm really interested in wondering about what it would be like to be them, but I think I really do enjoy being myself. I mean,
So based on that, give me the one quality that makes you stand out for you wanting to be yourself.
This is a quality that I didn't necessarily conjure up, but it's a quality that people have told me over and over again. My mom tells me, my grandmother tells me, my 7-year-old brother who's too smart for his age tells me, and it's that I'm very good at making friends. If there's one thing my parents always say to me, is that you are very good at making friends. Whenever you meet someone, for some reason, my grandmother says this to me, she says, I don't know why, but for some reason, whenever people meet you, they want to be your friend. And I was like, I didn't notice. All I do is just talk to people. That's all. And there was this one time, someone asked me, how do you make friends? I said, I don't know. I just say hi, I guess. I don't know how I make friends. It's not like there's a manual on how to make friends.
And that
just
laugh.
There we go.
That is what I love about you, is when you walk into the room, you just brighten up. You know, you do have your little musketeers with you. We all know who they are. But the thing is that I think when you walk into a room, it's just your whole personality just lights up the room. Your whole smile, just who you are and your personality. Then my last question. What advice, being an artist in the industry, what advice do you have for fellow artists either entering into the industry or thinking of entering into the industry, or who currently are in the industry? What advice do you just have as a general artist, just to give it out to them, being a multiple artist yourself?
Okay, the one thing I can say, there's a lot of things I want to say, but the one thing I will say is never give up. Never give up. And there's a lot of skills that an artist can have, but there's one skill that not everyone can master, and that's the ability to wait. And I think that is something that everyone needs to learn. I mean, I have all the skills I can possibly think of, but there's one thing that you can't necessarily, it's something that you can learn, but it's something that would take forever to learn, and that's the ability to wait. I think that's one advice that I'm going to give to people, that they need to learn how to wait.
And on a level, or on a scale from 1 to say 10, how excited are you for the journey that will be taking off in July at IMTA?
I'd give it an infinity.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kwezi. I really appreciate having you here today, and thank you for all your input into this. Thanks.